Who wins this evening and why? Let's start it off.
I think Tampa wins. I do think the Cowboys will keep it close, but they're just not the better team. I mean, Tampa's the better overall football team. And the home. Let's be fair. The defending Super Bowl champs don't lose this game, like hardly ever. They've lost like 3 in the history of these Thursday night openers, which has been going on for almost 20 years. So they just don't lose this game.
3.
Yeah, so Tampa's going to wind up winning this thing. And that is going to, it's going to stink for Cowboy fans and the Cowboys week 1. We are going to get some answers, but I think Tampa wins. I think the score is in the 31-27 range.
Okay,
so I think it's close. I think it's within the 8 points, 8.5 points. But Tampa's going to win this game. They're just better. Like all around, I mean, they actually have a defense that could get a stop. And I don't think we do. And I think it's a relatively clean game in terms of turnovers. But they're able to just get a couple more stops than we are. So we waste our time running the ball.
You're not buying a ton into the Dan Quinn difference.
Yes, I am. But you're going to give up over 30 points sometime. And Tampa's offense is good enough to where, I don't think the defense is going to be able to really do much against them. Like sometimes you just have offenses that just are defense proof, and I think this might be one of them.
I think the Buccaneers also win. They win by 10. That's why Choppy and I have the bet with the spread at 8. He's picking the Cowboys to cover. I think Tampa wins by 10 points. My reasons are Dak rust. The offensive line is compromised. That means Zeke gets limited. I think the over-under for him tonight is at like 55 yards against a defense that allowed 80 rushing yards a game last season, was number 1 in the NFL and bringing everybody back.
And the one thing to notice about, the offensive line is how does this impact their game planning without Zach? Can you run behind the guards now up the middle? And still be able to rely on getting holes. Zeke can't run without a hole.
No,
he can't. There are things that you could see from him that maybe that you be liking, but no, without a hole, the running back really can't run. And defensively, one thing that scares me about this game defensively is, Tom is the type of quarterback that will, and the greats will do this. They find your weakness. And they pick it. They pick on it. And the Cowboys definitely have multiple weaknesses on their defense.
Yes.
And, if let's just say Micah Parsons is this great linebacker and DeMarcus Lawrence is this great edge rusher. Well, Tom Brady will just go another way. He'll just go away from them. That's what the greats do. They find your weakness and on defense and they exploit it because they know the weakest link is the spot to attack on a defense. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. You got D tackle, but Tom is going to be going at the secondary. I'm petrified. Yep. Every single year, and I don't know why. I feel like I'm not yelling it loud enough. I'm terrified of the Cowboys secondary. And even though I'm extremely optimistic about Trayvon Diggs, it's still year 2. And then what? Like Malik Hooker is going to have to show up and really show out for this team if the secondary is not going to get torched. So I'm petrified of our secondary versus their weapons. Brady, year 2 chemistry with Mike Evans saying, yeah, we're so much farther ahead than last year. It's going to take, a Randy Gregory strip sack, a special teams block or return, I think, in order for the Cowboys to win this game, but I got them losing by 10.
What do you think is more likelihood for this game to go into overtime, for this game to be a blowout, for this game to be won by a point or a game-winning field goal?
I don't see overtime.
I hope not overtime.
So hard to predict.
I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. after overtime.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Look, it would.
You think 1 point's more likely, and I think double digits is more likely.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people have this as too many people have this as like a 70-30 contest. Like the NFL doesn't have 70-30 contests. I mean, they do, but it's like Tampa against Houston. They've got 55-45. This is a 55-45 game.
But we have a lot of unknowns.
We do have a lot of unknowns.
I mean, our quarterback hasn't played in forever, and we don't know how his arm's going to feel on the 15th attempt. We have no idea. We have no idea what's going to happen up front in protecting him or opening up. This isn't just, this isn't a video game where you can turn it on and everyone is fine and healthy. Like, we have those question marks heading into it. Now, maybe they quickly go away. As Michael Irvin said, we're going to get answers.
Yeah.
We're going to get answers real quick. And maybe Zeke Elliott just looks special back out there with the weight loss and the agility, and he's making people miss. And CeeDee Lamb is just taking the next step. And Dak Prescott just looks ridiculously sharp. But right now, we just have a lot more questions.
We do have a lot of questions. There's no doubt about that. I personally think CeeDee Lamb will show that he is the best player on the field in just about every game he plays in. Like, the best overall player on the field. Doesn't mean that he's the most impactful, just talent-wise, the best player on the field at whatever he's doing. And the Cowboys are going to – I don't think – I have zero worry about Dak's ankle. The worry would be about his shoulder or his lat strain, if you will. But then again, I mean, everything we're hearing is that he's been good to go for a while now. So I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if it's just BS, but I'm going to approach it as if he's 100% healthy.